Here's your legal mind here for you. I always promise that I deliver. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just a fact about law, right? It's a whole different language. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like complicated to even wrestle with it to get the comprehension of it. But when you're in court and you hear the judge talk, you're going to understand that some words that he says are not going to be words that you're going to be easily understood. Like basically for your comprehension, you know, it's going to sound like he's talking over your head. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I think I really want to talk about language. And I want to talk about representing yourself in court and the whole important aspects of recording and the stenographer. So, anytime you're in court, right? Like court proceeding, and you want to speak, every time, you know how with old people, when you an old lady come near you and you say, "Excuse me, ma'am," or a gentleman, you be like, "Excuse me, sir," and you would be the most rudest person. But when you see these old people, you have these manners, and that's what the courtroom is like. You should always have manners in the courtroom, right? So, when I'm in the courtroom, I raise my hand. And I stare at the judge, right? To get his attention. And I say, "May I address the courts?" By the fact of you saying, "May you address the court," you asking permission. And if you know anything about the courts, there's a word called allocution. And the word allocution is actually a right and actually a procedure inside the court proceeding. Because remember, the First Amendment states that we have the right to speak our minds. So imagine this. You are in the courtroom, right? And usually you're facing charges that can really hurt you financially, mentally, spiritually, and every other which way that possibly could put you in depression, right? So it is important for you to be able to understand the language which is being spoken, understand the processes of the court, and know how to articulate yourself and speak appropriately, because all of this is being recorded on record. The old stenographer. The stenographer is usually that attractive lady or that old lady that's sitting on that bench with that funny machine that looked like a typewriter, but it's not a typewriter. And she actually types everything that is said in court. And that is what they call, my friend, a transcript. So for all y'all rebels out there who love fighting law and like speaking your mind and using the case laws and the statutes to win, this is your perfect time. Because one thing for sure, right? Whatever happens in that court proceeding, it goes on record. And that record is there to be researched and gleaned over for what? For appeals. So it's like a boxer, right? If I jab you, right? I'm jabbing you, right? For you to put your guard up or put your guard down, right? And I'm gonna punch you in your face, you know what I'm saying? And that's where every step of court should be for all of us when we're going to war with these people. And I'm gonna give you the science, because If a person is unprepared to fight you, you're going to beat them up. And that is the people versus us. That's the United States against us. That's the Commonwealth against us. You understand? You know what I mean? These people have millions of dollars, and they pay people to do this. But I'm about to give y'all the game. Though they pay these people to do this, the advantage that we have, that this is our only case. We might have more of them. We might have 2 cases, 1 case. But think about the district attorney. He has a caseload of cases. A caseload. You know what I'm saying? So he's too busy. He can't research like I'm researching. He can't even fight the angles and cover the angles that I'm coming with. So what happens then? When you make your move, which I'm gonna teach y'all how to do, it's gonna put them on the defense. And that's the whole thing. When they take your life, your livelihood, they're attacking your money. You gotta switch it and attack their money. But that's a whole nother subject and a whole nother YouTube, you know what I mean, breakdown, you know? But yeah, like, we gotta remember, that stenographer is working for you, you know what I'm saying? And everything that you say is being recorded, and everything that judge say is being recorded, and everything them officers say is being recorded, and everything the forensics say is being recorded. You know what I'm saying? So this shit is chess, man. It's a setup game, man. You gotta set yourself up to win. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So when you go into court, you gotta already have it written down. These key components. Whatever it is that's gonna make you win that language, you should have it written down in front of you like a pad. And just keep it in front of you so your mind can see it. So when you're in court, even if you stand up, that pad is in your hand and those key words is written down. So you always know those key words. Because remember, the stenographer is recording. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for you to understand what is your weapon to win. Have those weapons written down, keywords. And then when you're ready to go to war, you in court, you got all that in front of you on the pad. You feel me? And you making sure that you're speaking properly. You're not getting frustrated. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what happened. You're not getting frustrated. You're going to be a professional. Because this is your life. This is you fighting. You're in the arena. When you're in the arena, it's wartime. There ain't no time for emotions. You know what I'm saying? You got to speak with clarity. Your mind have to be clear. You know what I'm saying? So, back to the stenographer, right? I didn't get to this point, and this is scary. It's why, doing these things is whew. Every county has a clerk of courts. The clerk of courts is the gatekeeper to the courts. And each court has a clerk of courts. The Supreme Court, the United States Supreme Court, Civil Court. You could Google it. You could go to a book, white pages, and you can find the stenographer's name. And I don't care if you're in prison. You could write the stenographer, right? And you can ask them for anything, and they're going to have to give it to you because they are the clerk of the courts. And that's how you get your document statement. And that's how you know what's going on in your schedule on your courts. Now, this is key shit I'm telling y'all. It's key shit. Document statements. You get the document statement from where? The clerk of the court. That's where you file your motions. You know what I'm saying? Which is another thing we got to get into. God damn. I don't want no money from this, right? I'm keep saying that to y'all because I want y'all to understand real freedom fighters don't want to get paid. You know what I'm saying? A real freedom fighter is going to break you out. It's sad that it's a hustle nowadays. It's a business, so you got to pay your money, you know what I mean? So it's sad it's that way. But for me personally, I just want to be the coach. You know what I'm saying? And every time a soldier wins, I want to feel like I won. And when a soldier lose, I want to be out here and they can find me and tell me what's going on so I can coach them through that fight. Because the fight don't stop when you lose. So let's back to this clerk of courts. The clerk of courts is where you file. It's where you file your motions at. And then it's somewhere where you want to be called a former pauperist. You want to let the courts know you a former pauperist. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about all that. We're going to get into all that. But you want to put this all on the record, y'all. Anything that you got that's going on in courts, you want to put on record. You want the judge to know what you're saying. Because when you do your brief, you can always bring it back and now it's evidence. Oh my God, I'm a bad motherfucker. Did you hear what I just said? Now it's evidence because you was in court and you brought it up. So now stenographer then put it down and it's a part of your transcripts. And you can file a motion for transcripts. And if you're in formal properties, you don't have to pay all this money because everything costs money in the courts, baby. It's like you being a lawyer. You gotta pay for that, baby. You gotta pay for the filing. You gotta pay for everything. So you gotta go in formal properties, which is a Latin word. Because law starts in Europe. Like I could break this whole shit down, and I am. You know what I mean? And we're gonna go deep on this, right? And we're gonna win because I teach people and they lose. They lose because it's a slave mentality. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get in front of that judge and they shake. I did it before. I shook like a leaf in front of the judge. So, but the knowledge still was there. I wasn't scared. I just understood that I could have lost my life once again in front of these people. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is the truth. If you use the words in the case law, if you use case law and you understand how to utilize case law, which we're going to get into. Now, I want y'all to understand this. I'm freestyling. It's coming off the dome. I got some stuff written down. When y'all brothers comment, y'all let me know y'all watching. It inspired me to keep going. Because like I said, I'm not doing this for money. So people who do this shit for money, they post videos all the time. I'm not knocking them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but that's why you see YouTubers posting so many goddamn videos. You know what I'm saying? But me, it's a little different from me. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna close out, man, and I'm gonna get right back to you. I'm gonna do another one, and this one's gonna be on a legal subject. But remember, this was about the records, the stenographers, and getting shit down. The motion for transcripts, you know what I'm saying, through all your proceedings. Very important, man. Very important. Remember, always remember them stenographers. They always typing. We out. Tapping in, tapping out.